Hey guys, I am back once again with another video showing you how to move to Dallas, Texas, or the place of your dreams. We can cut that too. But first off, for those of you that have been here before, thank you so much for stopping by. For those of you that are new, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate your support. And without further ado, let's get into the video. The number one thing that you want to do before you even think about moving is simply start saving money, because you can't go anywhere without it. Number two, you want to visit the place frequently. Like, don't just stop in one time, like, oh, I kind of like this be cool. Like, see how it's going to be. Come on the weekend, come in the morning, come in the afternoon, spend a couple nights, come during the week. Come like you are going to be living there, not vacationing. They're two completely different atmospheres. I am not new to Dallas at all. Yes, I'm new to living here, but I'm not new to the city at all. I have family here. I've been coming here since I was a little girl. I understand that we have traffic in some areas. That might bother some people. So I understand what areas I would and would not want to live in Dallas. Like, Dallas is so big. But this doesn't just go for Dallas. This goes for anywhere that you're considering moving. So really make sure that you really explore where you're gonna go. Try to narrow it down to 2 to maybe 3 places, especially if it's a big city. Try to get 2 or 3 suburbs that you really want to focus on about trying to live in, because it can be really overwhelming, especially if something happens last minute with a job. My example, it happened with me last minute. If I didn't know where I wanted to stay, that would have been one more stressor on me at the point. So try to save yourself some of that headache, because it'll pay off. Number 3, research where you want to go. Research the pros and cons of it, the cost of living, the crime, the job market, the location. Do you want access to certain things, or are you okay with you're okay with living out in the country where there's nothing really there? Take your pick, it's up to you. Just know where you want to go. Do they have entertainment? Are you young? How old are you? Maybe if you have kids, is there stuff for you guys to do there? Entertainment was big for me. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I was in the midst of everything. I wouldn't have to drive 45 minutes to get to it. I hate being in my car that long, especially sitting in traffic. Dallas's traffic isn't that bad, but you still have to consider it is Dallas. And also about traffic, I got my job first because I already knew I didn't want to commute. Some people do it in Dallas and they're like, oh, I drive an hour and back to work every day. I don't want to do that. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, pop around the corner and show up at the door. That's me. I don't want to be in the car all day. Number 4, you really want to explore the job market. Different states specialize in different things almost. A marine biologist is just not going to be in Dallas. We don't have any water. It's nowhere for you to work. Make sure that your field, you have at least a decent chance of getting a job where you're trying to go. Otherwise, are you okay with working a job outside of your field, or learning something new? If that's something that would really bother you, if you didn't want to branch outside of what you're already comfortable with working in, choose somewhere that has a good opportunity for you to get a job. Number 5 is to calculate or at least estimate your moving expenses. How are you gonna move? How far are you moving? Are you gonna bring the furniture that you have now? How far do you have to move that furniture? Is it cheaper for you to just purchase new furniture when you get to your place? So you have to kind of think about things like that. Are you gonna be driving? Are you gonna fly? Are you gonna have your belongings shipped to wherever you're going? One thing I made sure that I did was I calculated a budget for all of the cleaning supplies that it was gonna take for me to clean this place for that first time, and just to have cleaning supplies to use. You're moving into an empty house, you gotta have food too. So however much food, all the spices add up. So if you cook like me, you're gonna need some money to replace all those spices if you don't want to pack them however many hours you're coming from. Long story short, make sure you have enough money to at least begin to furnish the place if you're not going to take your own furniture. Make sure you have enough money for cleaning supplies. Make sure you have enough money for food. They're basic things that you need to start off with. Number 6, gather all of your important documents. You know, if you're considering, maybe you've already graduated and you decided you want to go back to grad school, make sure you get those transcripts because they take forever and they're a pain in the butt to get. Get your social security number, pay all your taxes, like do everything that you have that's tied to you back home in your home state or wherever you're moving from, your birth certificate, anything. Like, get it all while you're there, because once you're gone, it's a pain in the butt to come back. So make sure that part is good. Step 7, start looking for housing. This is the part, around this time, it should have been a few months where you've saved up enough money or almost enough money. By this point, you should have started to get some job interviews. It would have been a few months. So, you know, after you research the area, you started applying for jobs, then you start looking for housing. This is the point where you should have it narrowed down to probably within about 30 to 45 minutes of the circle that you want to stay in. Therefore, you know where to apply for jobs to, or you at least have an idea of it. But I mean, who knows where your job is actually going to end up. So have a couple different ideas in mind. So, you know, after you started interviewing for the jobs, go ahead and start looking for housing. This will allow you to continue to visit the area as well as start to get an idea of the type of apartment or home or wherever you're gonna move. You start to get a more realistic feel of what it's gonna be like. So you wanna be gradually, like the more you're coming to look for homes or wherever you're gonna stay, make sure that you are back home packing at least the things that you don't need. Like, I personally packed everything that I didn't need. I had a few outfits that I wore during the week, and the rest of it was put away in boxes. Any toiletries that I don't always need, like, I kept out the bare minimum. So therefore, when they gave me the job, I could just get up and go. So the last step that you really want to do, or you can do this anytime that you want really, is just make sure you tell your friends and family that you're leaving, because especially if you're going that long away, they're used to seeing you, and yeah, that would be a little hurtful if you just got up and left without telling them. So make sure that you let them know that you're leaving. They might want to throw you a party. If you don't throw your own little party, even if you're not a party person, you can just have a little get together. Just go over to the house and say bye. Give them a hug, like something. Just communicate with them. But that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you guys made it to this point. Once again, I hope that this helps somebody. One thing I completely forgot to mention, I don't know how, but you should definitely, when you're starting to look for your apartment, ask them what utility companies they recommend. Make sure that you have, you know, you're gonna need a proof of electricity just to get your keys. So make sure that you're checking into home insurance or renter's insurance. They call it either one. There are many, many different choices, different price ranges. So you want to have that squared away as soon as you can. Your choice of electricity plan. As you know, I made the last video about electricity plans here in Texas. So, you know, whatever state you choose to move into, check and see like how does their electricity work, just to make sure that it doesn't throw you off. Another thing that you definitely do not want to leave out of your research about where you choose to move is the weather. A lot of people tend to forget about the weather. I'm from Oklahoma. I'm used to getting winter, rain, sleet, snow, hot, cold, like all of it. People here in Texas, almost pretty much the same thing, except longer heat, and it's slightly hotter, but to be honest, it's not that much hotter than it is back home, so I'm okay with this. But, you know, I'm from not that far away, so make sure you're gonna be comfortable with that. That is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Check out some of my other videos. I hope that they're just as helpful as this one is. If you guys even have any ideas about, if you have questions about Dallas or something that you want me to address, I will be more than happy to. Leave me a comment down below and I'll be sure to get to it. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye.